Do you ever wish that you could bridge the communication gap between you and your pets? Well, Atlanta-based pet communicator Tim Link is here to help maybe fill those communication gaps.
Absolutely.
So what do you do exactly?
Well, what I do is I have this gift to be able to communicate with the animals. So I have a connection, we'll call it a telepathic connection with the animals. I ask them questions. I work as a conduit. They give me information back, and I share it with the human companions, and that's how we go about doing it.
When the information comes to you, is it kind of verbal, or do you, how does it come through?
It really depends on the animal. So each individual animal has their own personality, just like we do. Some of us are very flamboyant when we talk and move our hands and do a lot of gestures. Some are very silent. So with the animals, they're communicating in the same fashion, not necessarily hand gestures, but what they're doing is they're sharing pictures, words, colors, feelings, emotions. Some animals will share all those during the conversations, and some will choose one or two ways that they think me as a mere human could possibly understand them.
Wow, that is so cool. And you kind of built this talent by taking just a class with your wife?
Well, it's quite by accident. You know, I spent 20 years as a telecom executive, so I traveled the world and worked with some of the biggest companies in the world. But in 2004, that was all going to change. I went to a small workshop just sort of designed to allow me to learn meditation exercises, breathing, calming, clearing the monkey mind, as we call it, and focusing on animals and asking basic questions to see if I got anything back.
Wow.
And during the class, I had no expectations. I had not practiced any of this before, but each and every time I communicated with an animal, I received pictures back, words back, and best of all, they were 100% accurate.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I know what you're thinking. Let's see it in action.
Let's do it.
All right,
Sure.
let's bring, this is Pete and Elizabeth.
Hey, Petey. Hi, baby.
So Pete is a 1.5-year-old, I guess, mutt. We're not exactly sure what he's mixed with, but we do know that there is some beagle in him.
Yes.
And you rescued him, right?
I rescued him when he was 2 months old from the Atlanta Humane Society.
Okay.
And he has a lot of energy.
Well, part of that, you know, we say because he's a youngster, so youngsters are always going to have a lot of energy. But we also have some breed expectations with him as well. But the key thing with Pete is, I know that Pete is your only child.
It's true.
And I don't know if there's been talk about it, but Pete thinks there's another child coming along. Oh. So I don't know if you talked to Pete or mentioned around friends or family about a companion, maybe that would burn off some energy or some more play dates with a friend. But Pete's expecting that. So if that is going to happen, tell Pete that, yes, here's the situation. Here's what you need to do. Here's why it's going to be a good thing for you. So I'm going to do this, like if you're planning on doing it, say, in 6 months, do it at that time. Now, if you have no expectation, maybe it's just a casual passing conversation you had, he still thinks it's real. So then you want to talk to Pete and let him know, Pete, I know you like to have a playmate, but we got to wait a little while till you get a little older and mommy's routine changes. I need you to just be a good dog and learn all your lessons because this is going to make me happy.
Is he okay with it?
He's okay with that.
Male or female? Does he have a preference?
For him, he said like him. So you may have two handfuls.
That's so interesting that you say that, because I have been talking about, you know, just kind of jokingly in the newsroom about getting a second dog. And
we talk about it almost every week.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
And so Pete's picked up on that. And so the key thing we have to know about our animals is they're like anybody else in the household. They're like a child or a partner or whatever may be in the household. When we say things, they want to know, okay, is this real? Is this happening today? If it's not, then tell me that, because otherwise they're going to be expecting it. And if they don't see it happen in the time they're expecting it, then they start to have some anxiety. And they sometimes will show that anxiety in just being a little bit more rambunctious, a little bit more obnoxious, whatever it may be. So I'm a big proponent of, if you talk to your animals, you talk to them verbally, they understand the words that you're saying. More importantly, they understand the visualization and the energy you put out there. So every time we say a word, we show a picture, whether we know it or not. And for animals, they think it's happening right now.
Now, we were speaking about, you know, when you leave the house, is it good to kind of say, hey, Pete, I'm going to be back in an hour? Or, you know, and some people might go, that's crazy to talk to your animals. Why is it a benefit to kind of tell them, hey, I'll be back?
Well, it's a huge benefit in the fact that animals suffer anxiety when we leave. And some handle it a little bit better than others. For animals, when we leave the household, you should be telling them what's going on. That's right, Pete. But you should be telling them what's going on.
hey, Petey.
He's got some anxiety right now.
Yeah, that was the person that told you were getting a treat and you didn't get one, right? I see it now. Come here, Pete. Exactly. So going back to when you're leaving the house, Always talk to your animals and let them know what's going on. But I always recommend doing it in a 3-part process.
Oh, okay.
Okay? You want to explain to them where you're going, when you'll be back, and don't be afraid to give them hours, you know, of the day or how many hours you're going to be gone. And most importantly, what are you going to be doing while I'm gone? Okay? What do I need you to do while I'm gone? And don't give them a tough task. Don't say guard the house. Because they will.
Or make dinner.
Don't make dinner. That would be nice. You know, punch 2 in the microwave would be good. But no, you want to tell them this. So you want to say, you know, Pete, Mommy's going to go to work. I'm going to be back at 6 p.m., which is going to be about 8 hours from now. I need you to lay down and take long naps.
Relax.
Keep the couch warm, whatever it may be.
Cool.
Yeah.
Switching animals. Can we pull up the cat picture real quick? Okay. We're not able to. Oh, okay. There it is.
There we go.
All right. That's Mia and Mikey. Those are my cats. You can get something from just looking at a picture?
Yeah, absolutely.
All
so
right.
I do a lot of consultations by just having a picture, usually of their eyes and their face is the best way to do it.
Okay.
And so what do we want to know about Mia? That's the key thing. Now, what kind of allergy is she suffering from?
She's suffering from allergies?
Yeah, I'm getting some nose itches right now from her.
Okay. I do know she spends a lot of time grooming.
Yep.
She, to me, in my eyes, is kind of the diva in the house. I don't know if she thinks she is or...
Well, she definitely is the alpha of the group. You know, cats have alphas just like dogs, as we know. But she's definitely the ruler of the roost, for sure. The grooming is part of her technique, but more importantly, there's some allergy things going on that I'm feeling with her around her nose and going into her body. So the only thing is nothing to alarm you too much. You may want to check with your veterinarian.
Okay.
It could be a seasonal allergy thing. Even if she's not outside, we bring in pollens and things of this sort. It feels more like an environmental allergen than it does a food allergy.
This is Charlie. This is one of our coworkers. And you didn't get to hear this too. Is there any way we can get audio? What do you pick up from Charlie?
We're getting a lot more nervous energy from him. It's not an exciting energy. Of course, he does want to know where he's going and what's going on, so we want to explain that to him, just like when we talked about leaving the house, explaining things. Explain to Charlie where you're going and when we're going to be there and what's he to do when he gets there. But more importantly, he's got the anxiety. He doesn't know what to do with himself. It doesn't feel good, so I'm picking up some motion sickness as well.
Okay.
So we may want to check with our veterinarian to see if there's some things we can do when we're driving in the car for that. Ginger snaps are a great way to calm the stomach. Give him some ginger snaps ahead of time.
Oh, okay.
But it is definitely an anxiety type of thing. It would probably be a very good idea to give him a comfort zone. So if Charlie's, if he's used to the crate or used to a quiet zone at home, giving that in the automobile.
Maybe like lay down a blanket or
lay down a blanket,
that
make sure he's secure. So from a safety standpoint, we definitely want to make sure he's harnessed in and make sure he's secure. But even in the back area, if we could put some sort of a crate or some sort of an enclosure that's his zone. Because right now it doesn't feel good to him. He's very anxious and not about what's going on. The stomach's not feeling well to him. And he really doesn't know what to do with himself. So that's a lot of stress. Yeah, doesn't feel well because of motion sickness, and there's the stress of not really knowing what he's supposed to be doing and where he's going. So talk to him ahead of time, and that's going to be the key.
Comfort him a little bit before getting in the car.
Exactly.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So how can people, this weekend you're holding an event. Tell me a little bit about that event.
Yeah, we're doing a grand opening of the Lanier Animal Hospital in Sugar Hill. Great new facility. It has all the amenities. So come out. We're going to have games and face painting and balloons. I'm going to be doing consultations, 10-minute consultations with you and your pet. You can bring your dog or your cat or whatever animal you have out to the event. A bird, whatever you want to, or you can bring a picture of them. We'll do a consultation at the event. And all the proceeds go back to the Georgia SPCA.
Very cool. Is there anything that, of course, bring them on a leash, anything else that they need to do to prep before meeting you to make it better?
Best thing to do, if you have questions that you have, make sure you have them.
Come prepared
with questions, so and make sure they're the things you really want to know, because our animals like helping us out. They're less concerned about us, asking simple questions about, does he look good or is he happy? It's more of, okay, what's going on in his life? What do we need to do to help him have a better life? So he or she can explain that to you. But yeah, bring out your pets, make sure they're secure, have a fun day. It's going to be great, and help out the Georgia SPCA.
Awesome. What a great event. And we're going to have more about that on our website. And we're also going to put the link to your website because you have a book out, and people, if they want to check that out.
Absolutely.
To learn more, you can head over to cbsatlanta.com and click on Entertainment and Events. I'm Jennifer Banks for cbsatlanta.com.